Dr. Anthony Harper here, blessed to be with General Amir Avivi. Thank you, General Avivi, for joining me.
My pleasure.
I know that you're an Israeli Brigadier General. You're still in the reserves, the IDF, but you're also serving with IDSF, the Israeli Defense Security Forum as well, correct?
Yeah, I founded IDSF 6 years ago. It's a grassroots movement and think tank.
And thank you, General Avivi, for updating us regarding what has been happening. Of course, obviously, we're into this war with Iran a lot. What can you comment about the status, about what's going on and regarding Iran and what's happening in Israel?
So at present, we're fighting together with the US against the Iranian regime. The goal is clear: to destroy all their military capabilities, to destroy all the oppressors they have in the regime, like the Revolutionary Guards, the Basij forces, to deprive them from ballistic missile capability, nuclear capabilities, Air Force, Navy, and set the terms for a change of regime. We are toppling their leadership, destroying their headquarters and command and control. And in a few weeks, I believe, we'll reach the point where this regime will be dismantled to such an extent that we'll be able to call the Iranian people to go out to the streets and take back their country and move it towards a normal, democratic country.
How can these good Iranian people take back the streets when they don't have any weapons to defend themselves?
So I would assume that there will be an attempt to weaponize them to a certain extent. But again, the idea is to degrade the forces that have been shooting them and massacring them a month and a half ago, the Basij forces, the police, the Revolutionary Guards. Israel and the US are hitting them on a daily basis, destroying their capabilities, their bases. And when they will be degraded enough, then we'll be able to call the people to get out. And they will enjoy, by the way, air power above them and drones and everything needed to assist them.
Since we last talked, the Iran's supreme leader has been eliminated, but now his son is in his place. So what is the response in Israel to his son taking over in this role?
It's just one more target to eliminate in an Excel list that we have. It's not going to stay. And no scenario where we let this monster, it's even worse than his father, rule Iran.
Very troubling, and I know a lot of Christians in America are praying for all of you in Israel. You've been having sirens go off in Israel and bombs, and we're praying for protection over Israel for all of you. Of course, over our militaries as well. But what other things that are happening that you would like to comment for our Christian audience to let them know?
So I want to say that the morale in Israel is very high. People are strong, resolute, proud of our mighty army, proud of the fact that Israel and the US are fighting together. And it's important to understand the US is fighting to secure American interests. Iran is a huge threat to the US. They were on the verge of producing nuclear weapons and producing ballistic missiles that cover Europe and trying to also reach the US. They were using North Korean technology. They have terrorized the whole Middle East and killed multiple Americans in Iraq, in Lebanon, in other places. And because they are a threat both to America and Israel, the chance to fight together, the two best armies in the world, and really eliminate this threat and bring a change of regime, bring hope to the Iranian people, I think we're living in historical moments.
We are living in historical moments. I'm really in tune with a lot of evangelical Christians that see President Trump, his actions very strong because no U.S. president has had the courage to take on Iran. And we've been they've been at war with us for all these 47 years. And finally, President Donald Trump willing to deal with responding to Iran.
Yeah, this war started at the Feast of Purim in Israel. Another big event with the Persians 2,500 years ago. And at that time, Haman was evil, he wanted to completely destroy the Jewish people. And it's interesting when you see the Iranian regime, the way they behave, which doesn't look rational at all, how can it be that they were not willing to negotiate when they see two huge armies facing them, and this obsession, to destroy Israel and the US. And this connects to the story of Purim, because in the story, at a certain point, a man comes to his family and he brags, says, I'm the most important person in Persia. I have all the riches and all the, political strengths. The king supports me on the right hand. And then he says, but all of this, it doesn't matter. It's not worse because Mordechai, the Jew, is not bowing. So although Haman had everything in life, the only thing he cared about is, that Mordechai, the Jew, will bow to him. And this regime is the same. They rule one of the most beautiful countries in the world, full of riches. Iran is beautiful. It's huge, full of natural resources. And they took all of that, all these resources, only for one thing, to destroy Israel, the little Satan, and the US, the big Satan. This is how they see it. There is no water in Iran. There is hardly electricity. The currency is broken before the war, not because of the war. And every single asset they have, they invest in capabilities to destroy Israel and the US. This is the mentality. And this regime with this mentality cannot stay. They need to go.
You mentioned about Mordecai and Purim. I know that's recorded in the book of Esther, the Jewish book. It was a very special timing, wasn't it, to have this happen at the time of Purim? And this is something that Israel and the U.S. really maybe didn't have it in mind to plan it this way, but that's just the way it worked out.
Yeah, there is no coincidence in life. Everything is, has a heavenly plan. And everybody in Israel feels that there's a deep connection between the story of Purim to what is happening now. And just as, Haman failed miserably and the Jews had the upper hand and him and his sons were hanged, this is exactly what's going to happen in this case. We are going to have the upper hand and they're going to be hanged.
There's a lot developing on this and dealing with a lot of serious issues. And once again, our audience is praying for you and all of Israel.
I really appreciate it, Dr. Harper. Thank you.
We read news every day. News that's informative, but rarely encouraging. The Intermountain Christian newspaper aims to change that. They present the news you need to know, from what's going on in your community to your world, with encouraging words, motivation, and the resources you need to make positive changes in your life. What is your local government doing that you need to know about? What's happening in your community you need to be a part of? Whether it's a story from your neighborhood, a national story, or an encouraging word, you'll find biblical issues of everyday life in the Intermountain Christian newspaper. Intermountain Christian News is produced and supported by the work and donations of individuals and churches. You'll find it at churches, Christian bookstores, by subscription, and online at imcnews.org. To find out more about supporting this local resource, go online at imcnews.org or call Intermountain Christian News in Boise, Idaho at 208-703-8688. The Intermountain Christian News, a voice sharing the truth on matters dear to people's hearts.